I might as well make a bit of a response to somebody I was subscribed to. Here's some kind of Brassica. I forget exactly which. It's kind of seed. Standardly with Brassicas, you'll get your little yellow flowers and your seed pods. These are larger than most Brassicas. This will be some sort of a cabbagey thing. Aha! Your little miniature broccoli heads, as you can see on this one. And they sort of go really big and then they open up to the yellow flowers. They'll be low to the ground, and then when they bolt, up they go. Follow your little Brassica heads, followed by yellow flowers, followed by your seed pods. Canola is a Brassica, which we have as an oilseed crop, which you can see in my biodiesel video. This one here is red Russian kale. Notice your sort of a purpley look. It always has this very dark green with a bit of a purple in it. And I have had a bit of this myself. And it just tastes like most other kale. I don't know if I successfully grew some, but I did successfully grow another one that is over here. How are these for cabbages? There's your ubiquitous little yellow flower, your yellow butterfly, and your little cabbage moth. That's your little grub for it. Little green grub. These are some of the biggest I've ever seen. Some kind of a cabbage. This here, I'm pretty certain, is Siberian kale, which has a bit of a blue sort of a glaze to the leaves quite often. This obviously is another Brassica. By the way, the red Russian kale you've seen, that can go down to -10 degrees below freezing, I think. Once again, it's the same sort of a thing. Your yellow flower and your long seed pods stalking up from your base. These all generally sit down low, and when they go to seed, bang, it all rushes up. There's one here that hasn't quite gone to seed, but it is rushing up. And it's got sort of a bluish hue to the leaves when you grow it. I have successfully grown this and eaten it. Tastes pretty bland, but I have successfully grown it at my place. Quite a good heap out of only a lousy 3 or 4 plants. They had quite a lot. And of course your ubiquitous little white cabbage moth grub yet again. I don't think yeah. See, that's when your little broccoli heads are about to go to flower. All Brassicas are sort of like this. Almost all, except maybe for cauliflower. Inside there will be small brown round seeds, as you have with canola. But the seeds of canola are full of oil. And that's, as I said before, what you see in the biodiesel crop. This is silver beet, also known as, if you get the different coloured stems, rainbow chard. Chard, silver beet, same bloody difference. This is, I got a patch of this. It's nowhere near as good a quality as this stuff. Mine's just your basic white stuff. That I got seeds from my mum because she grows it and it runs out into the paddock and then the sheep start eating it. That's how crazy it is. It grows so exceedingly well in our area that it is not funny. Some people sometimes just call it spinach, even though it's not actually spinach at all. But this is a relative of the beetroot. Speaking of which, beetroot isn't really quite as good in the leaf department, but you can eat the leaves of it. And they're closely related, except one doesn't have them. Very long, skinny looking sort of beetroot. Yeah, I want to eat it. Sure, bit of a blab on Charlotte mustard growing in the wild. They often, when I was in the business, they would have Brassica oleracea VAR dot, meaning sort of like variety, and then another name, and that would discern if you had Siberian kale or red Russian kale or this one or that one or whatever. And yeah, there's a couple of things that are related. Seeds to Freedom would know a hell of a lot more even than I would. It's yeah. More red Russian kale. Oh yes, glad I found it. This is cauliflower. This is what your cauliflower looks like. Not quite the same as all your other brassicas exactly. Not really. But, although I didn't quite realise it, because to be honest, this is the first time I've seen cauliflower going to seed, you sort of get your broccoli heads, but then they're not sort of, yeah, they're sort of looking a lot sparser than I thought. As you can tell, it sort of forms a little bit differently because all of these other ones, your Siberian kale, have just sort of run straight up, whereas these retain their bottom leaves by the looks and then just come out from where the cauliflower head was. Yeah, I wasn't too sure how cauliflower went. I didn't really assume it went like most brassicas, and it sort of does what it sort of doesn't, as you can see. Once again, a little ubiquitous. White cabbage moth grub. Yeah. Potatoes. I can guarantee you that. Broad beans. We used to grow shitloads of broad beans at my mum's house when I was in my teens. A tendency to fall over in the wind. It's just the way it goes. A lot of time what they do is they put up stakes and they'll run strings between the stakes in an effort to support these against the wind. But these are ready to go. Geez, if I was allowed to walk and just go, take the whole lot, cook them all up. These ones ain't quite done. A little small. Oh, here we go, yeah. It's more these cabbages. I mean, they're just sort of, these are all overgrown pretty much. Now that one might give you a bit of cabbage, but these are a little bit too big, too far gone. There's some of the parsley, more rainbow shard. Garlic, actually. Tell you a funny story. Love telling you funny stories. They had a little patch of garlic on the other property that my uncle lost in the repossession. And my grandfather decided to plough the paddock up. Now, this garlic was just sort of like, I don't know, it was like out of season. All the tops had gone down or something like that. There wasn't really a fence around it or any real clear markings, and he sort of forgot about it and then just sort of went through with a plough, and it just... Well, next thing, there was random bits of garlic through this entire bloody paddock. I mean, I'm talking like 25 acres of garlic just randomly frigging everywhere. And it sort of was not too far from where the original patch had been in the first year. But they didn't make a point of picking that. And then the second year, it spread like just frigging everywhere. And the shit was hanging around for like 10 or 15 years or more in the paddock, just randomly here and there. And my dad said to me the other day, oh, I reckon it'd still be down there. Bits going here and there. I mean, this happened back in the 60s, and but it wasn't though, because I can remember. I think we might have found one in the late 80s or something like that, when we were on holidays and come over to my uncle's place. When we lived in West Australia, every second year we used to come over and visit the relatives here on the other side of the country in Victoria. and often used to involve going out and having a good look at the old family farm. Anyway, this rainbow shard, another silver beet, as we call it, can get pretty tall. That one's, shit, it's probably up to my nose, that one. I'm sort of sick of the taste of it because I've eaten so much over the years. But anyway, just a bit of an explanation of brassicas and the silver beet family and a bit of other crap.